Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, whichever part of the world you are in. My name is Kseka David Tababula. I've come to give an interpretation about this beautiful name of Allah, the name of Allah in the work of art, which you can see in the background in the video that I'm recording. This beautiful name of Allah is a very holy name, a very beautiful name, and it's this beautiful name that we were created, or we are given what we call a human heart. And it's the same name that we are given what we understand or what we know as intelligence, because it's the same beautiful name of Allah that makes up the shape structure of the brain, or which makes up the brain of a human being. And that tells you that it's really this name that Allah laid down in the creation and in the assembling of the human brain. It's the same name as I previously explained to you, that this very name is the same name that was laid in the assembling of a human heart. As we can refresh our mind back into what I explained last time, that this beautiful name of Allah, the one in the white big characters, those are the characters which explains, or which is written to illustrate this beautiful name of Allah. The white characters, as you can see, this is the upper section of the name of Allah, and that is the lower section of this beautiful name of Allah. The upper section has if you use the white big line in the middle as a separating factor, you will see that this name is made up of a right section and a left section, a right section and a left section. And again, that is the left section. If you use the white line in the middle, that will give you another section of the name. As I explained to you last time, that this beautiful name of Allah is a name that Allah used in the assembling of the human heart, and as well as of the assembling of the brain of a human being. As you can see, as you all know, the people who have studied biology, you all know that a human heart is made up of 4 chambers. And those 4 chambers are represented in this illustration of the name of Allah, in this interpretation of the name of Allah, this visual interpretation of the name of Allah. A human heart has 2 sections, the left hand section and the right hand section. Also, it has 4 chambers. The 4 chambers, if you can use the straight line, the middle line, to separate the right section from the left section, and also if you can use a vertical line to separate the lower section from the upper section, that will give you uh, four sections, which four subsections, which make up the four chambers. So the four chambers of the heart are illustrated here. In the upper section, you've separated the upper section into two by the middle line, and when you come to the bottom, again you separate the lower section by the middle line. It will give you two sections on two lower sections on each side, and that makes up the four chambers. If you use a vertical line from right to left or left to right, that will give you four chambers. That makes up what we understand as the human heart. That makes up what we understand as the human heart. And in the lower section, you can see that they are in the lower section. You can see that they are protruding circles which come out of the big circle. Those represent the muscles from which the heart makes a continuous rotation of pumping and functioning properly, of pumping the blood around the human body. Those protruding sections of which represent the muscles from which the heart generates the pumping, the continuous rotation, are represented here by the protruding and suspending characters in the which are protrude outside the big circle. Again, when we go to the interpretation or the interpretation of the brain, or the illustration of this name into the brain of a human being, you see that this is the upper section of the name of Allah, and it also this upper section represent the brain structure of a human being, the brain structure of a human being, or the shape structure of the brain of a human being. As you can see, a human being has what we call is made up of two major sections, which is the right section of the brain and the left section of the brain, but also it's divided into subsections. Those subsections are also represented here. But as you can see in this illustration of the name of Allah, is that the front part of the brain of a human being is represented here very, very clearly by the character, the illustrative characters, which shows a letter, which a letter looks like a W, but it's not a W, but that's just an illustration. It represents the brain, the shape structure of the brain of a human being. As we go on the left, you can see that the same name it has a continuous from having been into a W form. It continues and then as you can see it in this section here, it shows that there is another part of the section of the brain, as it calls the subsections of the brain. The subsections of the brain 1, 2, 3, 4, and the last section on the left represent the brain, where it intercedes, where it connects to the nervous system of the human being. That confirms that indeed Allah used this name or signed this name in the brain of a human being so that we are able to reason above other creatures, other animals, because of the signature of the name of Allah. And this signature also works hand in hand with the heart of a human being, because even the heart of a human being is also a signature of Allah that makes human beings sustain and live, or human beings to be able to live, because of this beautiful holy name of Allah. Dear humanity, dear human beings, it's important that you know these details, because it prevents it prevents human beings from becoming susceptible to diseases, and also to the divisions which have been witnessed by the human race for a long time. So every human being has a heart, and that heart is a signature, and is made up is a signature which Allah laid down and created the human heart. And every human being has a heart, and in the same signature Allah laid down to create the human brain. So that makes every human being on earth brothers and sisters, or that makes all human beings that their creator is one, and that creator, as is stated in his name in the signature here by the long line, white line in the middle, that is only Allah who designed the human heart, and it's only Allah who designed the human brain. It's only Allah who designed and created the human brain. It's only Allah who designed the human heart, and He is also the creator and the sustainer of every living thing in the universe. Every living thing in the universe is sustained by the most holy, glorified, almighty Allah. He is the cherisher, the sustainer of all creations, and nothing can, not even an atom, can escape the attention of Allah. Everything in the universe, everything that we know, and that which we don't know, they are all known to Allah, and none of those things can escape the attention of Allah. So, my dear brothers, the interpretation is basically to show you the truth about your origins, who created you, who gave you life as human beings. And this beautiful name of Allah, this most holy, scared name and beautiful name of Allah, has an interpretation about the divine laws that governs a human body, and those divine laws were all compiled in a holy book, which is called the Holy Quran. The Holy Quran is a book in which Allah compiled all the divine laws, all the divine commandments that governs a human body. If you follow and you adhere to those divine laws that were compiled in the Holy Quran, then you are bound to live in harmony, because you are created to live in harmony as as human beings, we are created to live in harmony, dispense harmony to your fellow human beings, and also to share nature with to dispense harmony amongst other creations in nature, because those are the divine laws that governs humanity and everything that is on earth. Very pleased that I'm able to give you an interpretation, and may it make sense. May the Most Holy Glorified Allah make it an interpretation that that makes sense to you as human beings. Make it may Allah give you knowledge and ability to consume and understand these interpretations, because they are truly interpretations which are governed by the principles of He who created us all, because His law, His guidance is to guide us so that we live in harmony. We live in harmony. We share and He dispense harmony amongst every fellow human beings, and also other creation that we share this earth with. We are supposed to share harmony, to have harmony between humans and all creations, so that everyone is happy, so that everyone enjoys the beauty of what we call life, so that everyone enjoys the beauty of what we understand as life. Dear human beings, I pray that you understand what I'm trying to show you, that a human brain is made up of a signature of Allah, of the name of this very beautiful name of Allah, and the human heart is made up of 4 sections of the 4 chambers are clearly depicted and represented in this holy name of Allah, that confirms that Allah created a human heart, and it's Allah who created the brain of a human being. It's Allah who gave you a degree, a portion or a percentage of degree of intelligence above other animals, in order that you glorify and worship Him, and also be able to dispense harmony amongst fellow human beings. That's all I can say. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.